I'm Parish and I'm a writer and a writing coach. I was a writer from the time I was a little kid. I always carried my journal with me. I wrote lots of poems and lots of stories. But somewhere in the mix of school, I got the message that if I didn't want to be a journalist or I didn't want to write novels, then there was no place for me as a writer. And so I kind of put it aside. I lost that commitment to myself, and I lost the faith in my creativity and what was driving me. It wasn't until many years later, when I was pregnant with my first son, that I realized I had to write. I had to show up as the woman that I knew I was meant to be, because if I didn't do that, what kind of mother would I be to my son? How would I be able to tell him that he could be anything he wanted if I was not being what I wanted? Thankfully, at that time, the blogging world opened up and memoirs became a big genre. And so it was like the world was waiting for me to make this commitment. And when I did, and I committed to my writing, the space was there for it. I became a bit of a mommy blogger for a while. I worked with a lot of other people who were aspiring to be writers in one form or another. And every step I took got me a little bit closer to making a bigger, fuller commitment to writing exactly what I wanted, to writing my story, and not necessarily caring how shareable it was or if it had a perfect clickable title. It just came down to being honest and true with myself. And it's been huge. It's been such a transformation in my life. And now I get to spend my time reading books that I love and from authors that I adore, and really diving into my own words and my own stories. And now what I get to see, which is I'm inspired to work with women and to elevate them in the world, because the stories that women have they are crucial for us to grow in our society, to grow as women, to grow our families and our communities. We see so many women coming out now with their stories, their truth that they are daring to share, and it's shaking up the world. It's creating so much change and so much awareness. This is what we need to do to continue to go forward, and I'm so honored to have the privilege to work with women who want to dive into the experiences that they've had, both personally and professionally,